You don't want to vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
Oh, I've been saying the abandoned Harris.
So lovely, I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share. I don't know if you all remember that some of these Arab Palestinian people actually launched a campaign of abandon Harris, and they even goes as far as to tell people that if you're voting for Kamala Harris, you are not welcome into our community. Guys, the good news is that these guys are actually effing around and they find it out the hardest way. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So everyone now is crying and asking people that looks like me for help.
The Abandon Harris campaign is finally speaking, and they aren't happy. Y'all remember during the campaign, Donald Trump took a special flight out to Dearborn, Michigan to lie to Arab Americans' faces to pander to get their vote. He promised them that he was going to bring peace to the Middle East. He never told them how he was going to do it. But to antagonize and to shut down and silence Black American voices, they sided with the devil. They showed up at his rallies to offer him their full support and their votes, thumbing their nose up at Black Americans. Yeah, y'all remember that? And yet Black Americans continue to try to warn them, and they continue to try and silence our voices because they knew better. And since Donald Trump got into the White House, because remember, they said, if you vote for Kamala Harris, don't expect to be welcomed by my community. They told that to us, right? And so they offered the alternative: vote for Jill Stein, don't vote at all, or if you have to, vote for Donald Trump. They told Black people, keep Palestinians' names out of our fucking mouths when you're talking about voting for Kamala Harris. They told us that, right? They told Black people, if you are going to vote for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden at the time, take the watermelon out of your bio. Remember they told us that? Remember they blamed Black people, said that Black people were their colonizers? I know y'all remember all of this. And through it all, through all of that and their anti-Blackness and their vitriol towards Black women, calling us baby killers, genocide lovers, through it all, Black people continue to try to educate them and to warn them, you can't trust Donald Trump. He's a liar. Remember during his first administration, he instituted the Muslim ban. While on the campaign trail for 2024, he said he would bring the Muslim ban back. Black people continue to do the right thing, to try to educate and to try to warn them. They continue to try to overtalk us, to silence us. They continued to try to make us the bad guy. And they did. They succeeded at what they set out to do, to make sure that Kamala Harris lost the election. Kamala Harris lost the election. They got Donald Trump into the White House, and now Donald Trump is planning Trump Gaza. He's planning to move out Palestinians, move them completely off of their land. And now he's siding with Benjamin Netanyahu and planning war against Iran. Imagine my surprise when I came across this over on Threads. It was posted by another account, not the Abandoned Harris account. And the quote says, "Let us be clear, if this administration leads the U.S. into this war, we will respond with the full strength of our movement." and they attached this letter. So I was like, this must be a screenshot from over on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. So I went to their website and I found the entire message. Let's read it, shall we? A message to President Donald J. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance from the Abandon Harris movement. We speak at a perilous moment. Israel has attacked Iran. A war has erupted. Civilians are dying. The region is spiraling into chaos, and the world now stands on the brink of nuclear disaster. This is not just a regional conflict. It is a global crisis, and it threatens every one of us. In October 2023, Muslim American leaders issued an ultimatum to President Joe Biden, call for a ceasefire in Gaza and end the genocide. He ignored us. We launched the Abandon Biden movement. When Biden dropped out, we issued the same demand to Vice President Harris. She ignored us too. In August 2024, we rebranded as Abandon Harris. The truth? Kamala Harris called for a ceasefire on more than one occasion. She called for a ceasefire. That is a lie. We organized across every swing state, we moved voters, and we cost Kamala Harris the White House. But they'll get on here and tell you that their numbers were so small that they really couldn't make an impact on the election. Let that serve as a reminder. Our demands are not symbolic. Our movement is not hypothetical. When our red lines are crossed, we act. President Trump, Vice President Vance, you promised the American people an end to endless wars. You promised to put America first. You promised to stop funding genocide. Those were your words. Today, those promises are on the line. We have learned that Israel is pressuring the United States to enter this war. You must not comply. Do not enter this war. To do so would be a catastrophic betrayal, not only of your promises, but of the American people. It will cost trillions of dollars, trigger widespread economic collapse, and worst of all, lead to the deaths of untold numbers of innocents. We cannot afford another reckless military campaign. We cannot afford another war built on someone else's agenda. Let us be clear. If this administration leads the U.S. into this war, we will respond with the full strength of our movement, just as we did in 2024. We will mobilize in every battleground state to ensure you are held accountable at the ballot box in 2026 and beyond. But far beyond politics, the consequences of this war will be lasting and devastating. History will not forget who escalated it, and neither will we. We will not stand idle. We will not be silent. We will do everything in our power to stop this war before it begins. I wonder how Donald Trump is going to take this message from the Abandon Harris campaign. Will he take this as a threat? Will he sick ICE onto Abandon Harris and their movement and the people they represent? He's the president now. He doesn't need your vote. He's not running again in 2028. He doesn't need your vote now. However, he has plans. He partnered with Benjamin Netanyahu for a reason, and we tried to tell you that. Trump Gaza being one of them. When you all were saying that you survived the first Trump presidency, how much worse can it get? And we responded and said it could get worse. This is what we were talking about. Yeah, this is what we were talking about. I don't know if you know this, if you're not really paying attention, but he, Donald Trump, nor his administration gives a shit about your threats. Yeah, they have the White House now. They're in positions of power now. They don't care about your movement or your threats.
Do you guys remember the Abandoned Harris campaign? You know, that organization of activists that were going to cities like Dearborn, Michigan, convincing as many people as possible not to vote for Kamala Harris. And one of their explicit reasons for that was Kamala Harris was going to get us into a new war. Well, they're back with a new statement following up with what's going on between Israel and Iran. And let me read it for you. We speak at a perilous moment. Israel has attacked Iran. A war has erupted. Civilians are dying. The region is spiraling into chaos. And the world now stands on the brink of nuclear disaster. This is not just a regional conflict, it's a global crisis, and it threatens every one of us. In October of 2023, Muslim American leaders issued an ultimatum to President Joe Biden, called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and end the genocide. He ignored us. We launched the Abandon Biden movement. When Biden dropped out, we issued some demand to Vice President Harris. She ignored us too. In August 2024, we rebranded to Abandon Harris. We organized across every swing state, moved voters, and we cost Kamala Harris the White House. This is my favorite part. Let that serve as a reminder. Our demands are not symbolic. Our movement is not hypothetical. When our red lines are crossed, we act. You promised the American people an end to endless wars. You promised to put America first. You promised to stop funding genocide. He never did, by the way. Those were your words. Today, those promises are on the line. We have learned that Israel is pressuring the United States to enter this war. You must not comply. Do not enter this war. To do so would be a catastrophic betrayal, not only of your promises, but to the American people. It will cost trillions of dollars, trigger widespread economic collapse, and worst of all, lead to the deaths of untold numbers of innocents. We cannot afford another reckless military campaign. We cannot afford war built on someone else's agenda. Let us be clear. If this administration leads the U.S. into this war, we will respond with the full strength of our movement. Just as we did in 2024, we will mobilize every battleground state to ensure you are held accountable in the ballot box in 2026 and beyond. But far beyond the politics, this war will be lasting and devastating. History will not forget who escalated it, and neither will we. We will not stand idle. We will not be silent. We will do everything in our power to stop this war before it begins. It is comical and hilarious that they even think that they have a movement worth leveraging, let alone think that they can make demands of the administration that ignored everyone, used and discarded every minority movement that was in support of him. Look at Latinos for Trump, blacks for Trump, gays for Trump. You think these people have any influence on what's going on in the White House? You think they can make any demands? Mind you, everything that they're warning is going to happen if we enter this war is things that everyone was saying before the election. And what did they respond to? Kamala's the same. Why would Trump do that? Kamala's the one actually funding the genocide. Trump wouldn't do any. Trump said no new wars. Trump said he's the peace president. According to their words, they cost Kamala the election. So all the things you're warning would happen, trillions of dollars, untold lives lost, all this destruction and devastation, that would be your fault too. You should own that too. Because anything that Israel is even doing now with free reign and impunity, you guys are doing, you guys own that too. That's on you guys too. And the fact that it's cute to even think you have a movement considered worth leveraging to threaten people against and even electorally effective to where you can influence elections. Your movement doesn't even exist anymore. The Republicans never even considered you on their side. Only for that few months period where they were able to use you guys to get some votes. After that, you guys don't exist. And what? You're going to start recruiting Democrats after this? Get out of here, man. Mind you, it was abandoned Kamala just because she was vice president. Not because of anything she did tangibly, just for being Joe Biden's vice president. That made her complicit and responsible for everything. Donald Trump is the president, destroying this country, doing all the most terrible and heinous things a president has ever done in our history. And it's not even the abandon Trump movement yet. Y'all haven't even rebranded to abandon Trump. So why should anyone take anything you guys say seriously? This is a fake movement. Fuck these people.
Keep Palestinians' names out of your mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala.
I'm starting to see a lot of these videos coming out, and I feel like someone really has to speak on it, so I'm going to. And I'm going to tell this with all my due respect. Palestine is not the only country that's dealing with genocide right now. I am from Congo, in case you cannot tell. I'm from Congo, okay? We are also dealing with genocide in Congo. In fact, the genocide in Congo has been going for way longer than the genocide in Palestine. The genocide in Congo has made 8 million of victims. 8 million. And you might wonder, why am I making this video? Well, I am making this video because I'm going to support Vice President Kamala. 100% I'm going to. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to support Vice President Kamala. Listen to me. This is one of the Congolese genocide enabler. His name is Dan Gettler. This guy is an Israeli billionaire who owns mines in Congo. This guy was sanctioned in 2017 by President Barack Obama for corrupt and illegal mining. Listen very carefully. He was sanctioned by Obama. Obama is a Democrat. Okay? This dude got reinstated. Someone gave him his money back. Someone gave him his money back. Do you know who did that? Donald Trump. Donald Trump gave him his money back. It was one of the very last things he did as a president was to give this guy his money back. And do you know who sanctioned this guy again? President Biden. President Biden sanctioned him again. So currently, this person does not have his money. All the illegal money he made in Congo, he does not have it right now because of President Biden. So one thing I know for sure, Vice President Kamala, she's not going to let this guy get his money back. And another thing that I know for sure is that if Trump gets back in office, Trump is going to reinstate this guy. Trump is going to give him his money back. How do you think Israel is getting all that money? Because of this guy. He's one of the people who are giving money to Israel. So if you want to stop this guy from getting his money back and potentially giving that money to Israel, make sure that Trump does not make it. Now let's be real for a second, because I feel like a lot of people don't take this part in consideration. Listen, a lot of people have lost their jobs for supporting Palestine. A lot of content creators got their account banned for supporting Palestine. A lot of people got hurt physically for protesting for Palestine. A lot of people have ruined their relations with their families and friends simply because they were on the side of Palestine. So if you're going to tell all these people who have sacrificed so much for your cause that they are wrong for choosing a candidate who's going to preserve their rights in their own country, then I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are being both ungrateful and disingenuous.
You don't want to vote for Jill? Vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
So does this mean we get to go back to Starbucks? Because no, what did you gain from this? What do you think Trump is going to do for Gaza? But hey, you got what you wanted. I'm going to go out, get me some Starbucks, and just watch this all play out.
Kamala Harris should have been the president of the United States of a fucking America. 99.9% of the shit that's happened in the past 2.5 months would have never happened had she would have been the president of the United States of America. But because America is so broken down with racism, it was never going to happen. Because it wasn't about her foreign policies. It wasn't about, how educated she was. It wasn't even about the fact that she ran for a term as vice president. Most of y'all don't even know the Declaration of Independence. Most of y'all don't even vote every 2 terms. Y'all don't even know how to vote, register to vote. A lot of y'all didn't even know half the people that got voted in for the House or the Senate. So be so fucking for real. I feel like she would have made mistakes? Absolutely. Do I feel like she was the better candidate? Absolutely. She's educated, she's smart, she knows her motherfucking shit, and on top of everything that she ever said happened. Everything that Donald Trump did, she called it out, she said it was gonna happen, and now it's motherfucking here. At the end of the day, she should have been the president of the United States of America, and anybody that has a problem with that and wants to argue me down can kiss my motherfucking black ass.
Like, seriously, lovelies, if you actually watch, I purposely added some stitches from the last time, from the pro to elections and all of that, how these guys were all out for people that looks like me, telling them that if you are going to vote for Jen OC, that means you're voting for Kamala Harris, and if you're going to do so, you are not welcomed into our community. And so many of them even goes as far as to talk about how people that looks like me should remove any flag or any sign that indicate your support for PAL people. The thing is that I never knew that things are actually going to go this way. I never knew that the FA and FO result is just going to be so massive. Like, I never knew it was going to be this massive. It's so easy to come out, especially the likes of Meyer, to talk about how, okay, they never contributed to most of the things happening, in the sense that even if they didn't vote for the Johnstein that is voted for, it will still not add to the number of that of Orange Man. And I was like, these people, decided to launch a campaign called Abandon Harris. And in this campaign, they actually advocated and advised so many people who choose to listen to either vote for their own candidate or not even vote at all. And with them doing that, with that being said, so many people who were supposed to come out, if actually these guys did the right thing, so many people were supposed to come out to vote, decided not to, because some of them was like, they don't have a choice. It's better they don't even vote at all. Some of them didn't even turn up to vote. But the likes of Meyer is so very easy, to talk about how she contributed, she never contributed. We are not the reason why you guys are suffering. The good thing of this whole thing is the fact that whosoever that sow, this person is going to reap. These guys went ahead to, launch a campaign thinking that they were going to affect people that looks like me by not voting for Kamala Harris, the former vice president, forgetting that Kama is a bitch. Like, Kama does not even look at the face. People are like, okay, vote for lesser evil and all of that. But these guys, they were like, okay, we don't even want to vote for any lesser evil. Let's go vote for this way. But they know deep inside of them that them voting for justice will not even give them the opportunity to win an election. But they decided to use that propaganda to divide. They decided to use that propaganda to bring down, the person that was supposed to do something. And now they are seeing the repercussion. They are all out writing letters, right, left, and center. Like, these people actually brought this upon themselves. It's not as if so many people who are like, we are minding our business, it's not as if they don't see what is going on or they don't have any form of compassion. Because I saw so many Palestinian people talking about people that looks like me does not have compassion and all of that. But you guys brought this upon yourself. When people that looks like me were telling you constantly that, oh my God, you have to do this way, you have to do that way. You people refused, right? You guys refuse, thinking that, oh, I am so important that this man is going to listen to me. He's going to help us. He's going to stop whatever WAR that is happening. You know, let's just assume that the former VP won the election and all of these things happened. What do you think would have happened? Do you think that people would take it lightly the way at which they're taking things lightly right now? But, you know, oh my God, Lovelace, it is so, so tiring that even when the truth is in front of you, you just choose to be ignorant because you're just trying to protect something that you know that can never be protected. You know deep inside of you that, oh, you can never be a pan-colored person. You can never be treated as an important person that you think that you are. You know? The same people who keep on trying to save everyone else are the same people that's being persecuted, are the same people that was told that you support genocide, are the same people that was told that you were a colonizer. But these are the people that is trying to save you. These are the people that would go to and learn to save you. These guys were the reason why everybody was able to migrate. You know? These guys are the reason why POC people, black people entirely, was able to get rid of slavery and all of that. These guys have fought battles, they have gone through a lot, and you think that they don't have a foresight? They have a foresight. When they tell you do this, you have to just do that because they have always been the people to show you the way. They have the third eyes. But because of their anti-blackness inside of you, racism inside of you, or you think you're just so, oh God. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So, lovelies, please share this video, subscribe, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. Like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.